Okay, I'm confused. Everybody and they mama, pun intended, has taken what Mel had to say about her thoughts and opinions on motherless daughters based off of a conversation that she had with her friend. Everybody want to try to act like she was talking about them. I am so confused. And to the life coach slash therapist slash messy person, you wrong. What's up, cuties? Welcome to Chit Chat with QT. Join me as I discuss hot topics, celebrity news and gossip, reality TV show recaps, and more. Everything that I discuss are my own personal opinions for entertainment purposes only. Now, before I get started, please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and sit back and enjoy. All right, cuties, let's go ahead and get into this video. You guys know everything that I discuss are my own personal opinions for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. Now, I'm tripping, okay? Because first of all, Destiny had her mental health Mondays with the life coach slash therapist slash friend Deon. And I want to say, when it comes to the title of Destiny's video, no originality at all. Is Destiny's channel going to be about what's going on or what Mel is discussing? Because we know, for those of us that were tuned in to Mel's TikTok last week, we know that she had a discussion, her opinions about motherless daughters. And it seems like she been stepping on toes, child. All I could say is ouch. Ouch. We had Wanda that came out here and just lost it, like her name was called. And then you got the life coach that is throwing shade, child, in the name of therapy, in my opinion. What tripped me out about the life coach, Deon, she said that her and Destiny provided a motto and other people ran with it. That's shade. Because she's talking about Mel, and she's talking about Mel discussing mental health. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this has been something that I've heard Mel talk about several times. All the way back to when she was married to Martell, then when she was separated with Martell, and since she's been divorced from Martell. See, mental health is just not a Destiny issue or motto, it's life, okay? And if Destiny and Wanda were triggered by the discussion that Mel had, maybe they should have followed the advice that she gave. She spoke about reaching out to a therapist. Sit down and talk to somebody. She spoke about reaching out to a pastor. Talk about it. But Miss Deon came out and said she wanted to set some records straight. And she just so happened to claim that she was scrolling through social media and she stumbled upon Mel's video. She also said that Destiny didn't watch it. And I'm calling straight up bullshit. I'm sorry. But Deon mentioned one of Destiny's castmates, again, joining them in the mental health space. Girl, what? Do you know how many of us have talked about issues, mental, physical, verbal, everything else, as far as when it comes to abuse or that space? Is it only something that has happened to Destiny, these life experiences that I'm talking about? But she said that her and Destiny's goal were to provide a safe space. And there are several of us that has taken the step right here on YouTube to do just that. For instance, I have a Cutie Crew membership and we discuss life events, things that could affect you mentally. So no, Deon, that's just not something that you and Destiny have done. And it's not something that only I have done. Scroll through YouTube and you'll probably see hundreds of thousands of channels that do just that. But she wanted to continue to discuss Mel, and she said that Mel didn't come from a place of study and research. Guess what? You're right, Deon. She came from a place of having a discussion with a friend, and it probably was on her heart, and she decided to speak out and give again her opinions, just like you are sitting there giving yours. But the difference is, Deon, you are sitting there with Destiny, who you know her and Mel got a little bad blood going on. Now, I chose this picture because this is when I believe it really started. Those of us that watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, we know that this is when Destiny and Mel sat down. And Mel let Destiny know that she heard her talking about her in that hotel room with Tisha. So, Miss Life Coach, I'm just wondering if you are going to sit here and discuss a topic about a woman that you know Destiny don't care for, how you think that's going to turn out? Then she mentioned, I guess that Mel said something like if a woman had issues with her mother, she would respond in one or two ways to other women. She would either become codependently detached or would have an aversion to other women. Now, again, that may have been 2, but it could have been 20. Again, that was her opinion. Period. How are you going to tell someone what they can or cannot discuss, or how they interpreted a discussion that they had and how they chose to come out here and give their opinions on the matter? It was a deep discussion which caused other discussions, but not in this manner and not in the manner that Wanda came out here and let loose about. And also she spoke about Wanda, and she said that Wanda was triggered, and rightfully so. Now my question is, was Wanda's name mentioned? Was Tisha's name mentioned? Was Destiny's name mentioned? But if we're going to keep it real, do you know how much shit in life triggers people? Seriously. I could look at a reel on Instagram and it could be triggering. Am I going to go to that person and say, you didn't have a right to talk about that? You didn't have the proper studies and the proper research. No. I'm going to handle it internally, or I'm going to reach out to a friend. I may reach out to a therapist. If something triggers you, then reach out to a therapist. Now, Deon, I don't know if you got a therapist, but maybe you need one, because you seem to have been triggered since you said Destiny didn't, in quotation marks, watch the video. I'm not buying it. It does not make it the person's fault that comes out here and speak about things that's going on in life, whether it happened to them or not, whether they can relate to it or not. That don't make it the person's fault how chit chat may take that. And I've been one that has tried very hard to not give commentary on other folks' commentary, and that's what Destiny is doing. It just so happened that Mel stopped through my chat last week, and I mentioned way before she even dropped down how Destiny has taken the time to throw slick shade at her. And I also said that I haven't heard Mel say anything about Destiny. But we know that Destiny has come out here saying I blow the whole MFer up if people got a problem with me. She said that on a preview that we're going to see. Destiny has came out here and said she know where the bones are buried. Guess what, Destiny? I may be triggered. I may have some bones that's buried. And guess what, Destiny? You are gaslighting me. because that's what you said in that video. Now, you tried to act like you wasn't talking about Mel when it comes to gaslighting, but a lot of us are very bright and we can read between the lines. And when you insinuated that some people may be using your experience and come out and gaslight, you know you was talking about Mel. You know you were. This is just so crazy to me. But Deon went on to say, child, that Mel's information is misinforming. And guess what, Deon? I would say parts of your life coaching is as well. Because this is what I picked up from. You sit and you gossip and you throw shade, but you do it in a quiet, therapeutic voice and manner. No, ma'am. Guess what? You're still sitting there throwing shade, no matter how you try to slice it and dice it. And in this case, you are judging somebody. So even if it's said in a sweet tone, that don't make it any better. But then Deon mentioned healing in community. And I wonder again if this is healing for anybody. Because again, no names were mentioned. Not a single one. And instead of healing, Deon, or you fostering healing between your clients and a cast member, former friend, what you are doing is driving a deeper wedge in whatever it was that they had. Now, being a life coach, I would think that you would be able to recognize that. Being a life coach, I would think that you would tell your client, look, the last thing that we should be doing is mentioning someone or what they discussed if they're not doing it to you. A life coach child would tell me that, I would hope. And then when it comes to Destiny, Destiny, you not even being able to acknowledge the hurt and the pain that your brother, Martell Hope, caused because of your anger when it comes to Mel, that's not cool. That's not healing. So healing in community is just that, community. You can't stand for someone who doesn't want healing, Martell, but preach that's what you are about. No, ma'am. It's a whole crock of shit if you ask me. How many times have any of us sat and discussed things that could have affected us with a friend or relative or whatever the case may be? And some of us may feel much better after having a discussion with people. And guess what? If we don't, then it is at that time that you should do what? Go to a therapist or go to your pastor, which is what Melody Cherie suggested in that live. Seek therapy. But up until you get a therapist, don't you talk about things, period. Because you are not professional. You didn't do your research. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't you come out here and give your opinion. Now, I am going to say this about Deon because she said, and I only watched 20, 30 minutes. I couldn't. But she said that in this space, she is a life coach. And no, ma'am, there was no coaching at all from what I watched. None. You are coming out here causing further hurt and pain. You are drumming up opinions of, something that stemmed from just a conversation. And I was so glad with the person that was in the comment section on Destiny's channel. She said, so what was wrong about what she said? For my own information, I have dysfunctional relationships due to my relationship with my mother. What's wrong with that? Somebody else said, in my opinion, if you watch from a defensive standpoint, you would be offended. Anyone who was uncomfortable with what was being shared or the topic of discussion had the option to click off. And guess who that person was? Deon and Destiny. Because Destiny, you cannot tell me that you did not watch it. Deon tried to soften the blow and she got into considering the other person's perspective about things. And guess what, Deon? It is my belief that if Destiny would have considered Mel's perspective when it comes to that conversation that she overheard in that hotel room, and if she didn't come out and was defensive and angry and try to gaslight and act like Mel didn't hear what she heard, guess what? They would probably still be in the space that they were before all of that happened. It's just a hot mess for me. Again, I was so confused. And I'm sorry, most of the time when I peeped in on Destiny's videos, she looks totally uninterested in the conversation. Really. She can care less. This is just to come out here, in my opinion, and just to talk. And it seems like that talking is going to be about her castmates. And Destiny, if that is the case, then go ahead and change the format of your Mental Mondays. That's what you need to do, in my opinion, because that was a hot mess. Everybody out here going off about this lady, Mel, having a discussion with her people. A discussion. And now all of a sudden, it's about Wanda. If Wanda felt some type of way, in my opinion, then it's something inside of Wanda that either she experienced it from her mom, or either she may think that Tisha may feel some type of way about her mothering. And then even when it comes to Destiny, I think that maybe she feels some type of way because of her situation with her mom. But as the person said, and anybody in their right mind, if you watch this from a defensive standpoint, yes, ma'am, you would be offended. And it wasn't even about that. So I just wanted to come and give my thoughts. As I stated, I watched about 20, 30 minutes. That was enough for me. But you guys drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on it. We discussed it, and I do plan to further discuss tomorrow in members only. But I just don't like how this girl is the content for everybody. Damn, she done already gave you all a platform where you can talk and make money. And now on your own personal time, you got to come out here and talk about how she's moving and what she's talking about and what she's doing and all of that. And I'm not even going to get into Wanda, but Deon said she related. Really, Deon? Did you watch all of Wanda's video? Did you hear all the hoes and bitches and talking about the kids and talking about Mel ain't shit because she didn't stay with Martell? Deon, let me know if those would be your recommendations for a man that came out here and operated in a disrespectful manner as he did as a life coach. Would you tell the woman to stay? Because that could play on her mental, since we talking about Mental Mondays. But you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Drop down in the comments. Let's chit chat about it. And before you go, please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT.